Have you ever fallen in love? Have you ever fallen in love with another person and found yourself completely open? You felt as though you could almost tell them anything. Like you could just be yourself without being afraid that they would hurt you for it. Like a whole new world was opened up to you. And suddenly this weight, pretension of acting was dropped. Suddenly you let your guard down and you put your faith completely in this person. If there's love, then there's also grief. And grief is simply another form of loving. It is all the love we cannot feel any longer for the other person, or rather, that we cannot express. And so all of these beautiful, profound feelings and actions of love that we wished and that we once expressed to this person are all now sitting within us, putting us in an incredible amount of pain. Why am I talking about this? Because I wish to speak of the importance of vulnerability. Many of us fall in love, and then once we get our hearts broken, we think that love is not worthy. That maybe to be vulnerable was a mistake. That maybe we should never trust anyone that deeply ever again, because the pain they caused us is nearly unbearable. We fall into this trap of fearing vulnerability, thinking it is a weakness, thinking it's some stupid thing we did once and that we should no longer repeat. There's two paths you can take after being heartbroken. One is you can close yourself off for the rest of your life and live a life with your guard up, with your trust no longer going that deeply to anyone, and with vulnerability being considered a weakness. This is a life filled with fear. You got hurt when you became vulnerable because you opened yourself to the possibility of getting hurt. But you also opened yourself to the possibility of getting loved. There's a second path we can take when we get our hearts broken. That is to understand that vulnerability is not only a state we should be in with the ones we love the most, but with everything. Being vulnerable means letting go of a false sense of security that our egos wish for us to keep. Nothing is guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that plan will work out. It's not guaranteed the relationship will last. It's not guaranteed they won't cheat on you or betray you. But when you take a risk, you open yourself to the possibility of either being betrayed or being trusted. There's an infinite amount of possibilities when you become vulnerable, as opposed to being guarded, to closing yourself. That closes all of the possibilities. And you fall into an avoidance of not only intimacy, but life itself. To fall in love with another person is to come to truth with the reality of everything. When you fall in love with someone, you consider them perfect. And by perfect, I don't mean flawless. I mean even their flaws, even the side of them that they don't like, you learn to love all of it. You learn to love everything about them. You accept them fully and you open yourself to them. That is the meaning of falling in love. It is an act of faith, of falling. That is why we call it falling in love. You're letting go. You're submitting yourself to the other person. And that is a state we not only need to hold when we fall in love deeply with another person, but with everything. Why do I say that? The only way to live your own life authentically, to live the life you wish to live, is to be genuine. The only way to be genuine is to be vulnerable. When you allow yourself to just be without holding anything back, you put yourself at the risk of getting hurt. That is the nature of vulnerability. It is understanding that no matter how much you try to guard yourself, in the end there is no security. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is permanent. No matter how many blocks within yourself you put to protect yourself, no matter how many walls you put up, none of that will protect you. The only way to truly be secure is to completely let go. To completely let go and to allow yourself to be fully vulnerable. Why? Because once you do that, you open yourself to every single possibility. Meaning you can both experience the most beautiful, enjoyable thing you've ever seen in your life and the most tragic, painful thing you've ever experienced. Both sides require each other. Without love, there cannot be pain. Without pain, there cannot be love. I know it's scary to put yourself out there, to just let go, to stop trying to pretend and hold yourself back because you're scared that something might happen. But what you will find is that when you let go, you will attain true freedom. You remember how comfortable and freeing it felt to love someone, to fall in love with someone, knowing that they loved you back. To sit with them, to simply enjoy every moment. Why is that so enjoyable? Why do we love that feeling so much? What makes it special? What makes it special is that we live exactly how we're supposed to live, not only in that moment of falling in love, but everything. Everything. The world is constantly falling apart and being brought back up. Things are constantly dying and being rebirthed. That is the nature of change. If we try to guard ourselves from the very nature of existence, we will block our ability to truly enjoy its freedom and walk our own unique, beautiful, artistic path within it. We block ourselves from the possibility of being free. We chain ourselves to our pain. We close our hearts off. Say, what's the point of loving again? How do I know they won't betray me? How do I know they won't do this, that, and the other? And the truth is, you don't, and you'll never know. That's the meaning of love. You commit to someone not because you will always know, but because it simply feels right. It simply feels right to open yourself completely to them, to have this vulnerability to them. You don't commit to someone because you know they'll never betray you. You don't love someone because you know they'll love you back. You don't fall in love because you know everything will be fine and there won't be any pain. You fall in love with someone and you commit to them because you trust them. What does trust mean? Trust is again letting go. Faith. That is what trust means. It means I put my faith in you. Whatever may happen, I trust you. Whatever it may be that may come. For now, in this very moment, I commit to you and I open myself to you. I'm vulnerable with you because I trust you, because I love you. That is the meaning of trust, of faith. It is complete letting go. It is submitting yourself completely, completely. And that is perfection because it is whole. When you submit yourself to someone, there's nothing to hold on to anymore. And in that realization is when you realize the true nature of the universe or God, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing to hold on to. Nothing is secure. If there was a guarantee of something, then it simply would not be worth experiencing. It would be boring. It would not be lively. It would not be artistic. It would not be beautiful. It would completely have no meaning. What I'm trying to say in this video is this. When you fall in love with someone, you become vulnerable. I want you to be vulnerable not only with those you fall in love with, but with everything that happens in the universe, that happens in life. Everything you experience. Open yourself completely. Open your heart. And you will be able to feel and experience life to the fullest extent. And you will see the beauty in every little thing. Because life itself is an act of love. The very thing, this plant, this is an act of love. Creation requires love. Creation requires genuineness. You cannot create something if you are not genuine about what you are wishing to express. All of this is genuine, loving creation. When you open your heart and you become vulnerable, you connect to the very nature of the universe. And you learn to enjoy your life, to be free, to not be stuck in a closed mind and fear in a closed heart. That is what happens when you allow yourself to become vulnerable. Many times in life, you will get betrayed. You will get hurt. But you decide whether or not it harms you. Take life as it comes. When I say be vulnerable, I don't mean be naive and trust every single person that comes to you with their hand out. I'm saying release expectation. Stop being attached to the idea that life is supposed to be a certain way. Stop hiding yourself from life in the fear that something might happen. You might get cheated on, or you might fall in love so deeply with this person that you will marry them and you will live a happily ever after. Which, by the way, does not mean that you won't have your ups and downs, but that you will be able to spend every moment, every last moment you have with this person you fall in love. When you close your heart to the love that the universe has to offer, the love that all of this holds, and you make yourself miserable, stuck in a reality of fear and suppression. You become your own dictator, your own suppressor. You bar yourself from learning to love life. Stop trying to swim upstream and just let go. Stop trying to make the water flow a certain way and just follow the flow. Although it's cheesy, the saying "go with the flow" has profound wisdom behind it. Life comes to us as a whole. You cannot say that life sucks because you get hurt. Because at the same time, the only reason you could have gotten hurt is because you are alive in the first place. And if you're alive in the first place, then you can also feel joy, happiness, love, peace. You cannot take one thing without the other. Darkness would not exist without light. We need the comparison in order to identify these things. But the identifying part is really just a function of our brains. Truly, these things, although different, are all one. They need each other. Open yourself to the possibility getting hurt. Because in that hurt, you will find the ability to heal and grow. And in the ability to heal and grow, you will find the ability to live more of the life you wish to live. Only by being genuine can you truly be free. Genuineness requires vulnerability. You cannot live life in a bunker, sitting with your supplies of food, fearing that anything will happen. Can you imagine what life would look like if we never dared to leave our homes? If we never dared to go beyond the cave? Start something new, to try and start a village, to take a risk. Life is a beautiful, magnificent adventure. It's here now and only now, and every bit of it is worth experiencing it. Even the most tragic, most painful parts of life are beautiful in their own way, although you might not recognize it in the moment of experiencing that. Further down the line, you will be able to look back and see that without that pain, there could not be that love. Be vulnerable, but not weak. Do not be naive. Do not let people into your life who don't respect you, who dislike you, who simply use you because they're afraid to be alone. Choose who comes into your life. Careful, but be vulnerable, because vulnerability is true strength. Only once you will let go of your egoistical fear of being hurt and of things not going a certain way can you truly begin to live your life freely. Vulnerability is the path to peace. Before you have peace, you must accept yourself. And by accepting yourself and letting go and trusting yourself, you trust everything and you let go of everything. And that is how you find peace. Be vulnerable. It's worth it.